Hey folks, Todd here. Today we're going to install the TruXport from RealTruck on this 2024 Ford F-150. Now this is a similar installation for most applications. The tools we're using for this installation are a ratchet with a 1/2-inch socket and scissors. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we want to do is install our bulkhead seal. Now we only install the bulkhead if we do not have a plastic drop-in bed liner that wraps over top of the bulkhead so that it is even with the top of your bed caps. The bulkhead seal basically makes the difference of height from the bulkhead to the bed cap. So if you have a spray-in bed liner or a no bed liner, then you're going to want to put the bulkhead seal across the top. Now, if you've got the spray-in bed liner, sometimes the bulkhead seal doesn't like to stick to it very well. If that's the case, you actually want to attach the bulkhead seal to the bottom side of the cover. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install it on top of here. And we're going to cut off the tape and peel off a little bit of the seal. Bring it all the way over to the edge of the bed cap. We also want to make sure that the seal is all the way to the inside of the bed. And we're going to go ahead and bring that out and set it down into place. Now this is adhering just fine to our spray and bed liner. We don't need to put it on the bottom of the cover. And when we get all the way to the other end, go ahead and cut that into place. Once you press it in, then we're going to go ahead and peel the protector off of here. All right, now we've got a surface nice and even with the top of our bed caps. We can go ahead and move to our rails. Okay, so here is our passenger side rail. Now you're going to have a little P for passenger side on the corner cap up towards the cab side. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip this upside down because this is where we're going to focus first. So this portion of the cap needs to have a seal attached to it. So in our kit, we're going to have these 4 seals here. We're going to peel off the one that matches the shape of this piece here and set that in place. Repeat the same for the opposite side rail and flip that back over. All right, now we're going to go ahead and set the cover on top of our bed caps and make sure that the straps is falling down into the bed. But this portion here, we've got a little bit of a hollow to it. Make sure that this side is facing down, and then this corner cap is going to slide into the hollow. Grab the corner cap, and then just slide it right in. Set it down and do the same thing for the rail on the opposite side. All right, next what we want to do is we want to make sure this is kind of centered side to side in the bed of the truck. And we also want to set where the rails are front and back. So the end of the rail, you kind of want to have that pushed up to this elbow right here in the back of the bed cap. And then this face right here needs to be roughly even with this face here. We're going to do some fine-tune adjustments once we roll the cover back to it, but this will kind of get you in the ballpark. We'll do the same thing with this one, and then bring it in to where it's about even with that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to loosely attach 3 clamps per side. We're going to do 1 in the center, 1 as far forward as we can get, and 1 as far back as we can get. What we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the bolt. I like to bring it all the way up like so to where I can bring this out and then turn it sideways. This way I can put the clamp underneath the bed cap. Now I'm going to feel underneath the bed cap and see if there's any kind of obstructions that I might hit. So I'm picking a spot right here to attach the clamp. I'm going to rotate this over and bring it over to the rail. Now you want the teeth in the clamp to match up to the teeth in the rail. And once that's kind of attached like that, we're going to go ahead and put that down hand tight. Next, we're going to do the exact same process in the center. And again, we're just getting them hand tight right now because we need to make final adjustments on the rail. Now we still need to be able to adjust the rail side to side, but we've got the clamps on hand tight. Repeat the same process, clamps on the opposite side. All right, next what we're going to do is roll the cover back towards the tailgate. And as we go, we'll watch our support bows drop down into the rails. And then when we get to the very end, what we're going to do is drop this tail rail down into place. We want to make sure that we've got about 1/8 of an inch between the tail rail and the side rail on each side. And if you need to bring things in a little bit, get it centered, and once we have it where we want it, we're gonna go ahead and roll this back forward. And now we can go ahead and finalize where we have our clamps. So we're gonna take a 1/2 inch wrench or ratchet and then tighten it down to 7 foot-pounds. All right, make sure the teeth stay fully engaged into the rail as you're tightening the clamps. So we're gonna go ahead and fold it all the way up and roll it all the way up to the cab. Double check, make sure everything's still centered, which it is. Next, we can go ahead and tighten down the front clamps. Again, make sure they are fully engaged into the rails. And then last, we can go ahead and tighten down our center clamps. All right, now we can go ahead and make final adjustments to the cover and test the operation. The way we operate this drops down into here on both sides. And once that's latched in, we just rotate it back to the bottom and it latches in place. And we're gonna go ahead and fix the sides and close the tailgate and make sure we have good engagement at the tailgate. Perfect. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go ahead and put on our corner seals. So we'll go ahead and drop the tailgate. Now the way that you open the cover, you can reach from either side of the cover and we've got a cable that's gonna hang down on either side. Now before you pull the cable, put your hand up on top because it is spring loaded. And whenever you let go, it's going to pop open because of these springs here. Next, what we're gonna do is bring the tail rail. We've got a couple of spaces on the tail rail, so we're gonna get our corner seal kit, line up the correct shape, peel that off and stick that on. Do the same on both sides. And there we go. Well, it's just that simple, and that concludes the installation.